Thea, take it over.
Hey guys, so I did this really cool project, or I did this cool internship that I'm like actually still continuing outside of the internship. I got hired on as a student assistant, and I started out though as a community college intern at the Lawrence Berkeley National Lab through the Department of Energy. And let me share my screen. So I don't know if you can see this, but this is the research poster that I made. And if you want to apply for it in the summer, you will also get to make one of these. And yeah, as you can see, it's very pink. Yeah, so I'm gonna transition to my slides. I just wanted to show you guys my research poster.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Scroll up again.
Uh-huh.
Is Evan a student or faculty, and who are Evan and Kristen?
So Christine is a professor at UC Berkeley, and I'm gonna get into that a little bit.
Oh,
And
okay.
Evan's my mentor, and they're a graduate student.
So Evan, is it Evan Walter is one person and Clark is another person?
No, he has a very long name.
Okay, so Thea, you did research with a graduate student and a professor, and you're basically publishing a poster. That's pretty awesome.
Well, this is like a poster that you present to the public at the very end of the internship, but I am working on a paper for publication of my results. Yeah, so I'm very happy about that, but it is like very stressful. And also I've never written anything like that before. So yeah, but anyway, let me get to my slides. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, let me go in present mode. Yes. Okay. So, everyone should, or people who are interested in research should apply for this internship, because I noticed one of the things that actually my mentor told me was that not very many people apply for it at LBNL specifically, mostly because I think the name is a little bit intimidating, possibly. But yeah, so I did this over the summer, and it was like, no. Oh, okay, good. Sorry. So it's like a 10-week program, and they also offer it in spring and fall as well, but it's like longer in those periods, and they expect you to work about 40 hours per week. So I wouldn't apply for spring and fall unless like you have the whole semester off. But what's great about it is that it is paid. It's a paid internship, which is great. And it you basically work with people who are at the top of their field, doing energy research, or just, yeah, usually it's energy because it's like the US Department of Energy, and the national labs are all energy focused, and you can apply to 2 national labs. You have a first choice and a second choice. I picked Lawrence Berkeley National Lab, and I've noticed also that Cabrillo students tend to get into that one a bit more, just because it's a bigger lab. So I would choose that as your first choice, just a little recommendation. So reasons you should apply. If you're at all interested in research, you should apply, seriously. Because you basically are a researcher when you're doing it. You're not like researcher in training or anything. You're really doing research, and you're at the forefront of whatever you're doing. You're like the expert in your project, which is like pretty cool. And I didn't realize that until I was doing it. Obviously, if you want to work in energy at all, networking, it's paid work in your field, and it looks really good, obviously. And technical writing as well. That was something that I really struggled with, and I still really struggle with, but it builds on that quite. Like, you have to write a paper to present to the public as well. And you obviously saw that poster, and you have to present it to the public. But yeah, and then also you can, if you you get a mentor or kind of like a person that's like your boss. And honestly, I found that that was like the best part, or the part that I liked the most about the internship. Just because like it was really cool talking to somebody who like had like made it, I guess, in my eyes. And yeah, get advice from them and everything. So I personally worked in the Pearson group, which is, I'm a materials science engineering major. So a little bit of background, sorry if I didn't make that clear. And they're a computational materials science group that's focused on energy materials for batteries. They're known for the Materials Project, which is a online kind of database that provides like calculations and stuff for materials for people all over the world that's free. And the group primarily uses density functional theory, molecular dynamics, machine learning, and natural language processing to study energy-related materials. So basically, one big thing from this is that it is purely a theoretical group. So we basically use supercomputers to do calculations about energy materials and try and gather that information, and then we work with experimentalists to kind of bring that information to life or investigate more into that. So my project specifically is about multivalent batteries. And the motivation for my project is that lithium ion batteries have kind of reached their peak as far as innovation goes. There's like definitely some controversy in this, but like most battery scientists and electrochemistry scientists kind of agree that Li-ion batteries need like huge material improvements to kind of improve as far as like energy density goes and a bunch of other things go. And so over recent years, people have become really interested in magnesium, calcium, and zinc, specifically magnesium. However, calcium and zinc are also of interest because they basically have more potential. Not only are they more earth abundant, they have more potential to kind of expand, I guess, the time in between charges for like electric vehicles. This could be applied to renewable energy technology, and also other like small devices. Like higher volumetric energy like density basically means like you can fit more energy into a smaller space. So it's good for also like handheld devices and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the motivation for my project. And then my issue is, or the whole issue is, that these multivalent batteries are very unstable and do not work yet like whatsoever. So one of the issues which I work on is that there's no solvent that's like a good enough solvent to kind of carry on the circuit. I don't know if like, I know in Chem 1B, they kind of explain how a battery works, but essentially a battery is like a big circuit, if y'all have taken circuits. And solvent is kind of like acts as a carrier of charge in that circuit. Especially like specifically also like it's called the electrolyte system, but yeah, the electrolyte system is like the carrier of charge in the circuit. So what the issue is that there are these partially reduced cations from the charging process in the circuit that they naturally kind of occur due to the charging process, but essentially they degrade these solvent molecules when they're around them. So when those solvent molecules are degraded, that can either mean dendrites are formed, which is like why the Samsung batteries exploded, which is like a solid and it causes a short, right? Or it just doesn't work, like it doesn't carry charge anymore. So what I do is I find the path of this degradation in the solvent molecules using density functional theory, which is like, basically you're trying to find energy minimums and where the molecule likes to be energy level wise. Like, is it better broken or not broken? So these are some of like the solvents that I studied with these ions, and these are the bonds that I found were spontaneous to break. Basically, that means that they're energetically favorable to break, and this is how they could possibly degrade.
Hey,
And then this is, oh yeah.
Thea, I'm gonna have to stop
Oh,
you.
okay. Yeah,
Okay.
no problem.
Because I feel like we need to do statics, but I want you to put your email address in the chat.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
of course.
So I think I'm really happy to hear about the program and hear, the benefits of it. And the idea that if you are theoretical and you want to learn about doing research, it would be really good to do research in a period of time like this. And Thea said, not just the summer, you could also devote a semester to it as well. And it's kind of a great way to determine whether you want to go on to go to grad school and do research. I think this is a really good way. And
Yeah.
and when you do research, you're really learning a lot about a little, and you're getting this depth, and you could find whether that you like too. I know some of you are kind of like, hey, I just want to build a car. I want to build this, So this might not be up your alley, but those of you that are hearing from what Thea said so far, it might be intriguing to you, and I would like you to contact her. So did you put it in the chat?
Yeah, let me put my email in the chat.
Okay. Sorry that well, let me give you a couple minutes to just like kind of wrap up, not get more into the detail of the theory, but maybe just give an overview again of something you haven't said yet in terms of what you got out of it and why you liked it.
Yeah. Okay. So my results were that basically magnesium and calcium decompose these solvents more rapidly, and zinc didn't really. So zinc is stable, which is like a big finding, I guess. So that's good. That means that it can possibly be used. But so I guess my big takeaway from this project and why I really liked it and why is because I worked with experts in the field, and like also the mentor that I received was really great. And that's like kind of the main reason why I would suggest people to do it, is because of the mentorship, because it kind of like opened my eyes into a whole new professional world that I had like never ever seen before or even thought about. And even if you're like just slightly interested into research, like I would try to explore that, because it's like I feel like I really didn't know anything about anything in that world, and it was really valuable to learn. Same, another thing too is it developed my technical writing a lot as well. Yeah.
Sorry, I stopped you because you had your last slides.
No, you're all good. Don't worry about it.
Okay. You guys, I think life is all about exploring and learning new things and broadening your horizons. And doing this thing is just another cool thing to do to see if you like it or not. Even if you don't like it, it's just so cool to try something new. It's like living in a different place. Every time you have a new experience, you learn something, you meet new people, and it's just really exciting, anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
One more thing, sorry to add.
Yeah,
Somebody
no,
just asked me how much background I had before I applied, and the answer is not that much. Yeah, it was kind of my first research experience ever. And so yeah, that's why I'm encouraging people to apply, is like I got accepted even though I didn't have that much background. And yeah, it was a pretty good first experience for sure.
And Enrique, did you have a research experience too?
No.
No. Okay. All right. I'm thinking of someone else. And what's really good, like Thea mentioned, you need 2 letters of recommendation. You really want to get those. Maybe you have a suggestion on that, Thea, but I think you really want to get a letter of recommendation from somebody who is a lab teacher, who shows how like Carl, if you took materials, or Rob and statics, or a physics or a chemistry, lab instructor where they see what you do, how you work in groups, how you work hands-on on things. So Thea, who did you get to write your letter of recommendation?
I got one of my old, I got somebody who personally knew me, who was like also my boss at one point. And then I also got Carlos to write it.
Okay. And did he take circuits? Did you take circuits from him or physics at that time?
Physics at that time.
Physics. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's really good to get somebody who, a lab teacher to write you a letter of recommendation, because that's what you're going to be doing. All right, Thea, thanks so much.